Hi, and welcome to another edition in the Life Path webinar journey. And this month, our destination of exploration is creating harmonious relationships. I feel this particular webinar is really important. There is so much separation and discord in the world at this time, it seems, and so I'm making it free, and I'm putting it on both YouTube and Facebook. And so if you're seeing this for the first time and you want to watch the other webinars in the series, then please do go sign up at www.goalmapping.com. You can register for free. There's free video. There is a free webinar about being the best you. And then if you choose to, there is a premium level where you can watch the full goal mapping workshop and all of the webinars that are in the series here. You'll find it in the gold section of the island on the screen. Just upgrade, click on the gold area, and the life mandala will open. 7 webinars in total. The first one, which is absolutely free, and you can just go and sign up and view it, is focused on the whole you, and in particular, creating a goal map to be your best self. And then the process is that once a month, and we've already started with the mental, we explore the important points for success in that area, and then I guide you into creating a goal map. And the mental is focused on creating a goal map for authentic happiness. And then you work with that map, you look at it every day. 1 month later, we move on to the next area, which is the emotional. And again, another goal map to help you get clear around feeling fantastic, raising your self-esteem, increasing your feeling of self-worth. 1 month later, and the next webinar is focused on the physical and a goal map to help you to be in a great place of well-being. And then 1 month after that, the financial, and the goal map there, and this was the map last month, is focused on achieving financial freedom. This month, we're focused on the social and creating harmonious relationships. And 1 month from now, we'll be looking at the spiritual area of life, and in particular, living with a sense of purpose. So each month, a new goal map. And here you can see the mental goal map with authentic happiness. These are all past maps of mine. And then my map for raising my self-esteem and feeling fantastic, creating a greater level of vibrant well-being, which I'm really feeling at the moment. Financial freedom, and I have my goal map up on the wall for that. And I've just created my goal map for harmonious relationships. Next month, we'll move on to create a goal map for purposeful living. By creating the goal map, what you're actually doing is creating the brain cell connections that help us to form new beliefs. And through that, we empower ourselves. The more you look at your map, and in particular, looking at it once a day for 30 days, helps to form the brain cell connections and the beliefs that in turn help to command our subconscious autopilot to move us towards the achievement of the goal. In this way, by forming the brain cell connections, we help ourselves activate and access more of our brain. This is a journey I've been on for many years. More than 20 years I've been teaching the science of positive thinking. My childhood is a little unusual. I was born into a gypsy family. You can see the picture here on the screen. My mother would be so angry if she heard me use the word gypsy. Traveling showman. We operated fun fair equipment from place to place. Here you can see my father's slippery dippies amusements. And I grew up in this lifestyle, moving around a great deal. I never went to school very much. And like a lot of the funfair children of my generation, I left school early. I left at 13. I had no qualifications. And I struggled with dyslexia. And so I never learnt to read and write well. I was successful in my own way. I went on to help run the family business, but that came to an end in the late 80s, early 90s. And my life took a new direction. I took a job as a salesperson at first, and through the job as a salesperson, I was introduced to the concept of positive thinking. I never realized it was a science. I'd heard the saying, if you think you can, and if you think you can't, many times, but I didn't realize there was a science behind it. And it was learning the science of how, when you think positively, it stimulates the release of a chemical into your brain called serotonin that really transformed my life. At first, I focused on positive thinking and goal setting to help me overcome my reading and writing challenges. I learned to read well, and I become fascinated in the science of positive thinking and all of the different things I learned I used to help transform my life. At the time, I was about 30 years old. I was massively in debt. I was unemployed. I had no home. My marriage had broken down. And because of leaving school at 13, I had little qualifications and life was looking very dark. But it was really learning the science of how to think positively, be at my best, and help me to turn all of that around. Without realizing what I was doing, I was actually creating a lot of problems for myself, because when we think negatively, we release a different chemical into our brain and body, cortisol. And cortisol is the chemical that gives us the feeling of sadness and depression, but it's also a neuroinhibitor. The more negative we become, the more our brain actually closes down and the bigger the problem looks. By setting goals, we help to maintain a positive connection between the brain cells. When you set the goal and every time you remind yourself of the goal, and that's why it's important to look at it once a day, you strengthen the connections more and more, and gradually those connections, once established, become beliefs. And your beliefs are both a constant compass, if you like, to your conscious mind, and also a constant command to your subconscious mind. The more connections we form, the more we're able to use more of our brain. That helps us to find answers to problems and also find the feel good, the motivation to take the idea, take a brave step forward and try it, do something with it. Therefore, if you think you can, you probably will. And by thinking positively, we start to use both sides of our brain. The left side of our brain is the logical brain, and the right side of our brain is the leadership brain. The right brain has the gift of imagination and looks forwards to imagine what can be. And the left brain tends to be the strategy brain. It looks backwards through the past to learn lessons, and it's very focused on the detail and the how. And of course, we need to use both. Our right brain helps us to get a good picture and feeling of the future, and our left brain helps us to form a strategy and follow a plan of how we will get there. And one without the other is simply ineffective. Goal mapping as a technique really helps you to activate both sides of your brain. The goal mapping technique uses a combination of words and pictures to achieve its great power. The right side of your brain thinks in pictures and the left side of your brain thinks in words. And when you create your goal map in words and pictures, of course, it's feeding both sides of the brain. Here's one of my goal maps, and if you haven't seen goal mapping before, I created it more than 20 years ago. It's reached more than 4 million people in that time. 1 million of them are school children. It's used by big businesses like Siemens, Disney, Microsoft, Coca-Cola. It's recommended and endorsed by some of the top speakers in the world, people like Anthony Robbins, and it is helping so many people improve their lives in so many ways, whether that's children in school, whether it's big people in business, whether it's people looking to increase their fitness, health, well-being, sports people use it, and we have more than 1,200 therapists or trainers around the world teaching it. It's such a simple technique and yet so incredibly powerful, and that's why after all these years I'm still creating my own goal maps because the system works and you need to work it. And creating your map is how you work the system. And the online program makes it really, really simple, but I still recommend printing it out and having a physical copy, if you like, of your goals so that you've always got it with you. I tend to put mine up on the wall in different places. And so the center part of your goal map are your goals, and right in the middle is the main goal, the thing that is most important within your spread of goals. And then on either side you have other goals. These can all be from the same area, or they can be from different areas of your life. And then at the top we have the reasons why you want your goals. These will always be emotional reasons, something you feel passionate about, because when you find your passion, you find your power. We are motivated by emotion, not by logic. Next step, when. If we don't give a date, it's not really a goal. It's a wish. It's an aspiration we may get round to someday. But by giving a date, we start to make it specific and it's measurable, and it gives us a timeline between our start date and our chosen achievement date. And this then creates the framework for the last two steps. Step 6 is how. What are the major actions you will need to take to move along the path towards the achievement of your main goal? And step 7, who? Whose help would you like in achieving your goals? The people, the family, the friends, the advisors, the professionals maybe. These 7 steps, what do you want? What's the priority? What does it look like? Why do you want it? When, how, and who are really the major steps of conscious achievement. Goal mapping is always created using words and pictures. The words are really more for the left brain, and they are for your conscious clarity. You can be very clear, very precise using words. The imagery is to activate your right brain, and through it to command your subconscious. And by creating your map and looking at it on a regular basis, it starts to form those brain cell connections that help you to be at your best. So let's move on to the key points for this month's webinar, creating harmonious relationships. And there is one simple golden rule if you wish harmony in any of your relationships, and that simply is to treat others the way that you would have them treat you. Life is a mirror, as within, so without. We are shown aspects of ourselves in the attitudes of others towards us. All forms of relationship bliss and harmony, whether with our society, our friends, our family, our local community, ultimately they are going to come from finding peace and harmony and bliss within ourselves. If we are not at peace with ourselves, if we don't like ourselves, that is going to reflect in some way in our relationships with others. I learned this many years ago, and it's a strange thing, but you really can't love another more than you genuinely love or like yourself. You may aspire to, you may wish to, you may even say it, I love you so much. But if you don't love yourself, then you can't really be the person you would choose to be for another. If you're not at peace with yourself, then when life gets difficult, as it does every so often, and we become stressed and unbalanced within ourselves, that stress and imbalance ultimately is going to be projected outwards, and it's going to affect the relationships we have with the people around us and with the world at large. Many years ago, somebody shared this quote with me, and I've never found out who the author is. Only one life which soon will pass. Only what's done with love will last. It is the love that we put into our life, and it's the love we put into our relationships that creates the lasting impact. The other things we do may linger for a long time, but they don't create anything of real good or value that is sustained over the long period. My advice to myself and to others is to be open and accepting. Seek first to understand others and then to be understood. But put others first. Go into relationships and life with an openness in both your mind and your heart. Often we're in discord or disharmony with someone else. We have an opinion in our mind about them. But then when we find out more, and we find out why they have perhaps been the way that they are being, that then we start to understand that they are just having a very difficult time in their own life. The people that have the hardest times tend to put on the thickest mask. And very often we see them as cold or closed, but it's simply because they are hurting in some way. We can't, of course, set goals for others to be the way that we would want them to be, because whether they are our neighbours, our friends, our family, partners, our children in particular, everyone has free will. Even if we could set goals for others, it wouldn't ultimately make us happy, because the things that will annoy us in one person ultimately will annoy us in everyone. And we will see reflections of that annoyance everywhere we go. Again, it's because life is a mirror and it's reflecting back something that we are uncomfortable with in ourselves. In life, and particularly in relationships, like attracts like. And if we are wishing harmony within our relationships, it is finding harmony within ourselves, within our beliefs, within our attitudes, within our behavior, that we will attract somebody else that is also in harmony with us. It really requires two whole people to make one good relationship. And so much of the challenge that people face in relationships is that they are looking for somebody else to complete them. And they become not only attached to the person, but needing the person to be in a certain way so that they can be happy. Find happiness in and of yourself. Find love within yourself and within life. And as you build your own level of happiness, as you build your own level of love, as you are kind to yourself within your own behaviors, so you will attract others into your life of like nature. I was talking to somebody recently about this who's single and looking for a partner. And I said, map out who it is that you would ideally like to be with. Map out their beliefs and map out their attitudes and the way that you would wish them to behave and all of those things. And then understand that to attract that person, you will need to be that way, because like attracts like. And she said, well, I thought it was opposites that attract. Opposites add spice. It's nice to have some complementary difference. But think about it for a moment. The person that has the opposite beliefs of you, the person who has the opposite values to you, the person that has the opposite level of integrity to you, the person who behaves in a completely different way to you, this is not normally someone you're drawn to. This is someone that you are perhaps in conflict with because you see nothing in common. It is sameness that attracts, and then the differences add spice. And of course, what makes a really good relationship is the balance. It's the balance between the sameness and the difference. And we want it to be a complementary balance. And so it's actually the sameness that pulls us together. And you can create a goal map for finding your ideal partner, or use my other technique, life mapping. Map out who it is that you wish to have in your life and hold on to the realization that you need to be that way in order to attract them. By looking at your map, you'll send the command to your subconscious to gradually help you evolve your thoughts, your feelings, and your behavior. If you're already with someone and you're looking to strengthen that relationship, then together create a shared goal map. Sit down, talk about how you would like your relationship and life to be between the two of you, get agreement, and together create a goal map. And you can print out 2 copies, you can have one each. Maybe they have slight differences in terms of the actions or activity, but the core goals of togetherness are obviously the thing. And it's seeking first to understand and then to be understood. And the one golden rule: treat others the way that you wish to be treated yourself. So who are you being? Who are you being in terms of yourself in attracting a partner, in terms of your beliefs, your attitudes, your behavior? Do you believe you are worthy of genuine love? Do you feel good in yourself? Are you treating yourself well? Because if you are not, then you are unlikely to attract someone who will love you, treat you well, and see your shine. It's important we find that love and harmony in ourselves first and foremost, and then through it, we attract the person we most wish to have. Here then is my creating great relationships, relationship bliss map. I've recently created it. This webinar is coming out a little bit later than scheduled. It was due 1 week ago, and perhaps appropriately, through relationship commitments to both my children and also with my mother, who's not been so well recently, I needed to postpone it slightly, but for a good reason. And so I'm pleased to be sharing these insights with you now. Let's go into creating the map. And if you're new to the online system, or maybe even new to goal mapping, then simply click on My Goal Maps in the top corner, as you see on the screen here, and then click on Create New Goal Map. If you're at the premium level, you can have a lot of maps, and you can see here some of the other maps that I've created recently. So click on Create New Map. You can change the name at the top. It will say My Goal Map. I've changed mine already to Relationship Bliss. And then you can enter into the field your goals for Relationship Bliss. Now, if you already know what it is that you wish to set as goals for your relationships, then go straight to the field now and enter them in. Click Add Dream. They will appear as a list then underneath your dreams on the right-hand side. This is the goal that I've decided is the main goal for me. Maybe it's the main goal for you. I am at peace with myself and everyone else. The self comes first, because if there's no peace in me, I will never find genuine peace, love, harmony, or bliss with another. There will always be some sort of breakdown. You can't control others, you can't set goals for others, but you can for yourself. And so regardless of what your situation is, whether you are single or in a relationship, make the goal around you spreading outwards to touch others. And if it's appropriate for you to do so, just close your eyes for a few moments now, and we'll take a short guided visualization to help you see your relationship bliss. Take a nice big deep breath in through your nose, Breathe out slowly through your mouth, and as you breathe out through your mouth, say the word relax 3 times to yourself. Once more now. Deep breath in through your nose. And this time as you breathe out slowly through your mouth, say the words I am 3 times to yourself. And once more now. A deep breath in through your nose. And this time as you breathe out slowly through your mouth, saying the words within 3 times to yourself. Relax, I am within. I'd like you to imagine a stream of relaxation flowing in through the top of your head, like white light, soothing, calming, relaxing all of the areas that it touches. Imagine now relaxing your scalp, your forehead, your cheeks, your tongue, your jaw. Give yourself permission to relax those areas completely, becoming more and more gently relaxed now with each easy breath that you take, and each sound that you hear moves you deeper into relaxation. As the relaxation now flows down through your neck, your shoulders, your arms, your hands, all the way down to the tips of your fingers. Give yourself permission to relax those areas completely, becoming more and more gently relaxed now. As the relaxation moves even deeper, relaxing your chest and your stomach, relaxing your hips now, into your thighs, calves, ankles, feet, and toes. A gentle wave of relaxation softly flowing through your body. I'd like you to imagine now walking along a beautiful sandy seashore, clear blue skies above you, soft rolling waves, and a warm sun shining down upon your skin. And as you stroll along this beautiful, carefree beach, your attention is suddenly taken to a small blue bottle poking from the sand. As you pick up the bottle, the top comes off and there appears a large blue shining genie. The genie says, "Your wish is my command." The genie holds up a magic mirror and says, "See the reflection of the future you desire." I want you to take yourself forward in time now and imagine living your ideal day in your ideal life with harmonious relationships. Starting from when you first awake in the morning, what is the scene that greets you? Are you living on your own, or are you living with another? How do you feel about yourself, your sense of peace and well-being? Now see the difference that living with harmonious relationships makes in all the different areas of your life. See the difference that creating harmonious relationships and you being at peace makes in your workplace, the ease with which you get on with colleagues, how you deal with difficult situations. See the difference that living with harmonious relationships and finding peace and bliss within yourself makes within your social circles. See the difference that harmonious relationships makes with your immediate family. See the difference that creating harmony within yourself makes within your local community. And now finally, get in touch with how it feels within yourself. Your sense of peace and bliss, harmony and self-worth, self-acceptance, self-love, when you really learn to be at peace with yourself. When you're ready, come back to the present moment and just enter into the online system, or if you want to pause the webinar and just note down on a piece of paper for now. And then when you're ready, go to the field, enter in what you just thought about. If you have existing goals on creating harmony in your relationships, then please feel free to add those. As you click Add Dream, they will appear as a list indicated here on the screen. And then when you're ready, move to the second step of the goal mapping process, order. And in this second step, it's time to prioritize your goals. Which goal for you is the main goal? Well, they're all important, but there will be one, of course, which is priority. And what makes that one goal a priority is that by achieving that thing, it helps you to achieve some of the others. The goal that I believe will most help me to achieve some of the other goals is being at peace with myself. If you click on any of the goals and then click on where you would like them to move to, you'll see that they shuffle around within the boxes. And so you can keep on moving them until you're happy with them. And then when you're ready, you can move on to the next step. You can come back to this step. You can change them again. You can go to any of the previous steps, step 1 for instance, and you can edit the wording. And so this is very much an iterative process. Sometimes if you can't think of exactly what it is you want, move ahead with what you do have, because it's very often in creating your map and activating both sides of your brain that you get new insights and new ideas about what it is that you truly desire. And then in step 3, draw or visualize, it's time now to choose imagery to represent your written words. This is where the power really comes from with goal mapping, because it's imagery that through our right brain commands our subconscious, and our subconscious mind is enormously powerful. It can do the most amazing things that the doctors still are completely baffled by, how the subconscious does what it does. But the one thing that your subconscious cannot do is make choices. It just follows your strongest thought. And in particular, it follows the pictures that we form in our mind through thinking. We're not always aware of the pictures in our mind, but they are there. And when your conscious mind goes to sleep, your subconscious keeps working and produces dreams. And you, like everyone else in the world, will dream in pictures, because pictures are the universal language of the subconscious. If we want to command our subconscious to move us towards the things that we consciously choose and desire, then we must make sure that our goals are in a format that our subconscious can understand. Words are good for the conscious mind, and to command the subconscious, we need pictures. When we worry, we're often creating, of course, a negative picture. And when we worry about our relationships, sometimes the negative picture we create becomes a command to our subconscious, causes us to say horrible things, not be in a good way towards the other person, and not act in a loving manner, all of which drives the other person away. And very often people will go into self-sabotage on their relationships. By creating a goal map, and in particular choosing powerful pictures, and what makes a picture powerful is the meaning it has for you. So the picture may mean nothing for anybody else, but if it means something for you, then it's going to command your subconscious. And if you have pictures about the way you would choose to be for others, then the goal map will help you both consciously to stay clear on that, to stay connected to your goal, and very importantly, it's going to command your subconscious to move you towards it. If you click on the picture icon, it will open up the image library. Now, it comes pre-stocked with images, but remember what I just said. The more meaning the image has, the more powerful it will command your subconscious. So you can use any of the images in the library, and if they don't mean something strong for you, please then go back after you've created your map and gradually edit your map and upload new images that do mean something to you. Here is a screenshot of my image library. You will have your own image library, and any images you upload stay absolutely confidential to you. Nobody else can see your image library, not even me. And so whatever you upload, it can be family photos or a picture of you with your partner or loved ones. Those types of photos will have a very strong brain association for you. They will carry a great level of meaning. And so choose images that are strongest for you. I have a combination of both images I've chosen and images that I've drawn. And the lovely thing is, if you draw goal maps, you can take a picture, you can crop that picture, select just a single drawing or image from the picture, and then once you upload it into the system, you can use it over and over again. And the more often you're using the same image, the more meaning it will take on for you. A lot of people will write their goal into Google. I've done exactly that myself many times now. And then if you hit the image button, of course, Google will bring you thousands of photos and images that are connected with the words. And that can be an inspiring thing, either to give you an idea of what you want to draw or what image is good, or perhaps it's going to supply you with an image that you can download and then upload into the system and use for yourself. So here you can see my goals for relationship bliss. At the center, I'm at peace with myself and everybody else, and I decided to draw this image. The interesting thing with the online program is you don't have to draw the whole goal map if you don't want to. It may be there's just one or two images that you desire that are very specific. And the thing with drawing, and I don't class myself as a good drawer, but you can really express yourself. And the image can be very simple. A symbol, for instance, is a very simple image, but it will convey a depth of meaning. It can be just a couple of straight lines like a tick or a cross or a plus sign, but it can mean a lot for the person. Here I've drawn an image of me being at peace with myself and how that touches others in the world. And then on either side, I've got goals for relationships in different areas of my life. So a loving, passionate relationship with my partner. I do all that I can for my children and love them dearly. I care a great deal about my local community. I live on the Isle of Wight. I'm here today at home. It's such a lovely thing to go out locally and to know so many people and for them to know you. And I try to help others here as much as I can and do something to make things better locally, as well as traveling all around the world. I travel most weeks somewhere. And then because of all of the travel and the sense of being very connected to people in other countries, I've got so many friends now in so many countries. I feel truly blessed with the way that my work has developed over the years, and that I'm able to go to so many countries and not just meet people, but form lasting relationships, many of them choosing to teach goal mapping themselves. Once you've selected your imagery, or maybe just use some temporary symbols for now while you're searching for those images that have great meaning for you, the fourth step in the goal mapping process is why. What are your strongest emotional reasons why you wish to achieve your goals? We are not motivated by logic. We are motivated by emotion. And so dig very deep, my friends, because the stronger the emotion, the greater the power it's going to give you. The reasons I've chosen are first and foremost for my children, obviously for myself. And that's right in the center, because I really can't help my children in the way that I would wish to if I'm not also helping myself to be my best, finding peace and harmony within me. Then automatically I'm at peace and create harmony with my children. And also, of course, my sense of purpose in the world. My big goal is to help lift 7 million lives. and to make a difference to others. I'm only going to achieve that if I lift myself high. Not in terms of my material self necessarily, although that is important, but lifting myself high in terms of my self-esteem, my belief in myself, and my ability to feel love for myself, be accepting of myself. Choose your images well. Again, you can open the image library. I've chosen a combination of, on this map, of drawings as well as pictures. And here on the Y, these are all drawings from the past in previous goal maps that I've created. And I've used these drawings many times now. And they have such a great depth of meaning for me. My children flying, helping to live 7 million lives, being free within myself. And then when? Of course, creating peace and harmony in yourself starts now. And it's also good to have a timeline so we can check in, evaluate our progress, and also have a framework, a timeline on which we can hang our actions and activity that help us to create greater harmony, peace, and well-being within ourselves. With the online system, the start date will come up automatically. Click on the achievement date and the diary will open up. Choose any of the dates in there. I've chosen a month because the webinar journey works on a monthly period. Also, whenever you're setting goals about yourself, such as happiness and self-esteem, 30 days is a good period of time to choose, because that's really the recognized amount of time of repeating the same thought, reminding yourself of your goal to establish the brain cell connections. And so choose the date, it will come up automatically. If you wish to, you can alter the start date, and you can have maybe a start date that's going to begin in a while from now if you're not ready to start immediately. And then on step 6, how? What are the major actions or repeat activity that you will need to engage in order to move along a path towards the achievement of your goals, and in particular your main goal of creating harmony and peace and bliss within yourself? Always stay focused on the main goal. There may be many actions, hundreds of actions, connected to all the different goals. And of course, all the different goals may have different timelines. But stay focused on the main goal, choose an achievement date for your main goal, and also choose then the actions that will help you move along the path towards its achievement. Enter the words into the field, click on the add action, and they will appear on the right of the screen. They will start from the bottom up because the first action really wants to come earliest on the timeline. So think about the actions you're entering in and which one comes first. I've chosen this principle of love my neighbour and myself, and I'm looking there to engage in the principle seek first to understand and then to be understood. Forgiveness, and I'm writing a forgiveness letter, starting with a forgiveness letter to myself, forgiving myself for all the times over the years that I've really not been at my best and treated other people in the way that I would have wished to. Whenever we hit a low patch in life, in some way that low patch is going to affect others around us. And I'm writing a forgiveness letter to forgive me, and then a forgiveness letter to others that perhaps could have also been in a better way towards me. I wholeheartedly recommend the practice to you. And then my third activity is at least one act of random kindness every day for the next 30 days. This is something I've been engaged in for many years. I really love the concept of acts of random kindness. Do I forget to do it some days? Yes, I do. Sometimes, of course, it just naturally spills out of me. But with my goal map, I've set the conscious intention for at least one act of random kindness every day, and I'm looking for it. Where can I be kind? And every so often, a lovely opportunity comes along. I've started living my map these last few days, and of course, it's living the map that really makes the difference. A lot of people know these points we're going through, but knowing it doesn't make it work. Working it makes it work. Living your map is what creates the magic. As before, with all of the steps, turn your words into pictures. And I searched the web and found some imagery I really liked. I love the loving my neighbour, and I'm seeing that not, of course, just as my neighbour next door. I live in a very beautiful apartment on the beach on the south side of the island here, and I have really lovely neighbours, and I already love them, but I'm thinking in terms of humanity and our neighbours from maybe distant places and those that come and emigrate and live with us. And then the forgiveness letter, again, I searched online to find the image, and then I have the open hand, which was actually drawn by my friend for one of her goal maps, and I've got a copy, and so I've used that. I love the fun with the spiral. It has another depth of meaning for me about how we're all connected in this world by invisible threads of energy. Step 7, who? It's the final step of goal mapping, and very, of course, connected with harmony and relationship bliss. And we can't set goals for others, as I've mentioned more than once now. And so, again, I recommend that you are staying focused on what you can do for yourself. But of course, also we can map out whose help we would like, whose support we would like, particularly if you're already in a relationship. For myself, I've got qualities that are all me, really. Being at service, being accepting, and living the golden rule. As before, search, choose imagery that really works for you. So I've got the hand with the world for service, and being response able, choosing my path and living the golden rule. As you turn your words into pictures on this last step, you're ready to move on now to view your map. It's a very quick process creating your map online. The real value, though, is, of course, that you can change your map at any time. If you will click on the edit button, you can go back into any of the steps. You can change the words. You can update it with a new insight. And this is often coming to people when they're creating the map, and particularly when they're looking at their map afterwards. Gradually, they're seeing more and more things, sometimes more detail, sometimes more clarity, that they wish to bring to their map. And when you draw your map on paper, it's quite fixed. But with the online system, you can keep on evolving your map as you evolve. You can see it in both words and pictures, as I have here, or you can look at just the pictures, just the words, or the combined two together. It's really your choice. You can generate it as an image, which you can then download and print out, and you can share it, of course. I've printed my map and held it up just now. Really, the best time to look at your map is first thing in the morning. When you first wake up, your brain's in a very specific rhythm. It's in what they call alpha rhythm. And so by having your map up somewhere like a bedroom wall, that you will see it early in the morning. And if you will look at your map, and as you look at the pictures, say the words, that helps to activate both sides of your brain. That reinforces those brain cell connections, and it sends the command to your subconscious, this is what I desire. That helps to override any negativity or self-doubt that may have crept in your mind before, and it re-establishes the command. Some people will put their map on their refrigerator door or next to the bathroom mirror, anywhere where it will trigger you, remind you to look at it, and as you look at it, say the words once a day. I also recommend signing your map because your signature really is your promise. When you sign something, you're saying, I mean it. Even if you can't read and write and you just make an X, you just make your mark. Psychologically, it's like making a promise. And so when you sign your goal map, it adds more power because you're telling your subconscious, I really mean this. I'm not just playing a game here. And then download it as a screensaver. You just click on generate image and it will create a picture, and then you can save that picture. You can have it as a screensaver. Of course, you can print it out. I've got mine as a screensaver on my phone, and with a smartphone you can have a quick link. So I've got the little icon there and it goes straight into my relationship map. And of course with a touch screen you can blow it up, you can look at it in more detail, you can change it, you can edit it, and you can watch all of the video that goes with it. And it's just one click and it's right there when it works. There is a selection on your login or sign in where you can say keep me signed in, so you don't have to keep signing in. It will just take you straight to where you want to go. I really recommend sharing your goal map with others, particularly a relationship goal map. It's a brave thing to do, of course, because we often worry that other people may ridicule us or criticize us in some way for our goals or not support us. It takes a little bit of courage to be open. But when you share your goals with another, not only are you communicating to others, here's what my heart sings for, you're hearing yourself say it. And that becomes a double reinforcement, an even stronger command to your subconscious. And with a relationship map, maybe your goals are also, of course, connected to those other people. And so share your goals with others, as I will share mine with my children and my community. You can do this very simply using social media, direct connection to both Twitter and Facebook. And of course, when you're sharing your map, not only are you empowering yourself, but maybe you're inspiring others to go and create their map. You can sign up and create the map for free. There isn't any payment needed. There is a goal mapping group on Facebook. If you search goal mapping group, you'll find it. And that group has more than 4,000 people, and they are going to be like-minded people. They're people that believe in setting goals. They're people that like goal mapping. And so I encourage you, go share your goal map in the goal mapping group if nowhere else, because you will get positive encouragement from the community, and maybe you'll be inspiring somebody else to go and create their map, to improve their life. Please remember, it's by looking at your goal map once a day and saying the words that you establish those brain cell connections that become commands to your subconscious and move you towards the achievement of your goal. Whether that's peace and harmony in yourself, financial freedom, vibrant well-being, feeling fantastic, or authentically happy, or anything else you want to achieve in life. It's the same fundamental process. The more we form the brain cell connections, the more that we're able to use a greater level of our brain. We build our belief, we cultivate winning attitudes, and it helps empower our actions to move us along the path towards the achievement of our dreams. If you haven't already done so, please do go to the Life Path, and on the island here you'll find video from my goal mapping workshop. There is 4 hours of video in total. Each of the green dots on the island will mark your progress along your life path, gradually helping you to learn life lessons, find your life balance, follow your life purpose, and achieve your life dreams. The video of me here taken from the goal mapping workshop. And if you wish to upgrade to the silver level, then there are more video, over 4 hours in total, covering all the principles of success. And at the gold level, you receive the webinars plus all of the video, and you can download the workbook pages. So if you wish to, you can print out the pages and you can follow through the workshop just as you would if you came to one of the physical live workshops. You can also go check your life balance, give yourself scores between 1 and 10 for these various life areas. You'll see that relationships, of course, is one of the areas. By doing the life balance, you will get a visual representation on the life wheel of your current state of balance. This is really a regular exercise to engage in because life is always changing, we are always changing, but quite simply, when we're in balance, we're at our best. And so many people are looking for their life to be balanced so that they can feel balanced. But actually, it's by being balanced in ourselves that we bring balance to our life, and in particular, we help our relationships to be in a good place of balance. All of your exercises, goal maps, balance wheel, for instance, are all recorded in your life journal. So you can go back and you can check on previous exercises and maps, and you can see your balance and the path that you've taken and your progress along it. If you are wishing for extra power and extra help, then we have goal mapping practitioners around the world. More are joining all the time. Many choose to specialize in areas of life, such as relationships. And we have coaches now from more than 20 countries that are certified in goal mapping. So you can look in the My Coach registry and you can find a coach that is maybe focused on the area that's most important to you and maybe speaking in your own language if your first language isn't English. The essence of all of my teachings is really simple, and it's taken me many years to make it simple. But I believe when you make something simple, you make it accessible to all ages and all understandings. And the essence of my teaching is simply this: think your best thoughts. Think your best thoughts primarily about yourself. Evolve yourself. Think your best thoughts about others. Think your best thoughts about life. Think your best thoughts about the difficulty that comes in the day and, of course, the opportunity. And by thinking your best thoughts, you form those brain cell connections, you release serotonin, and that helps you to feel your best feelings. You build your self-esteem. You live with more love in your heart, and you cultivate winning attitudes that attract success. All of that, of course, empowers you to take your best actions, and invariably through the prime law of creation, which is cause and effect, you're going to live your best life. You are the cause. Your life is the effect. And so it all starts with thinking your best thoughts. Your goal map will help remind you of what's important to you. It will help you to think your best thoughts. So please look at your map once a day, and I look forward to being with you next month for the last in the webinar series for now, which is a map and a webinar focused on purposeful living, finding the thing that makes your heart sing. It's been really lovely to share all of this with you. I truly hope it served you. I wish you peace and harmony and blessings. See you again soon.